Welcome to today's 5-minute Bible study in the Gospel of Matthew. We're looking at Matthew chapter 2, the visit of the wise men after the birth of Jesus. Now let me read for you again the first couple of verses of Matthew chapter 2. Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea during the time of King Herod, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star in the east. We've come to worship him." Now when the wise men arrived, they let everyone know that they had seen an occurrence in the skies. They saw the star. And that told them that a Messiah, a king, had been born among the Jews. And so they came to find him. What brought them was the star. They had seen the star. Now later on in the story, beginning at verse 9, after they had learned that Jesus was to be born in Bethlehem, for that's what the prophets had said, and they were sent to Bethlehem to look for the king. Verse 9, it says, after they heard the king, that's Herod, they went on their way, and the star they had seen in the east went ahead of them, until it stopped over the place where the child was. And when they saw the star, they were overjoyed. And coming to the house, they saw the star with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him, that is, worshipped Jesus. So they saw the star that led them to the house and was over the house where Jesus was. I've often wondered, what exactly did they see in the skies? How did they perceive the star? And having seen this occurrence in the heavens, how did that tell them, how did that communicate to them that a king had been born among the Jews? And when they came to Bethlehem, they saw the star again. How did they know it to be over one particular house? How did it particularly lead them to that house? These are questions we've often pondered. Of course, there's a miracle involved. We know that. We've often wondered exactly what they saw. There's been many speculations about what the constellation was they saw and what exactly the star was they saw. We don't know for sure. But we know that God providentially arranged it, that what they saw in the heavens told them the news of the birth of the king. And in Bethlehem, it pointed them to the particular house where Jesus was. Now, amongst all this speculation, let me give you one more possibility that is very interesting. It's just a speculation, but it's interesting to me, and it may be to you as well. Perhaps what they saw was an angel. An angel. Now, in ancient times, in the culture of this day, people perceived as the stars in the sky as angelic beings. We know that was popular in the ancient culture. They saw the stars in the sky as being angelic beings. And we also see a little of this in the Bible, for oftentimes the Bible uses stars as symbols of angels. We see this numerous times throughout the Bible where a star is seen as symbolic of an angel. Let me give you just a couple of examples. In the book of Job, chapter 38, verse 7, while God is speaking to Job about the wonder of creation, and he says, where were you, Job, when I created the world? And he says, when I created the world, verse 7, while the morning stars sang together and all the angels shouted for joy. Did you catch that? While the morning stars sang together and all the angels shouted for joy. This is Hebrew parallel couplets, where oftentimes in the Hebrew, two verses put together would say the same thing in repetition. And so the morning stars and the angels are the same. So the morning stars singing together is also the angels shouting for joy. So there in the book of Job, we see the stars as symbolic of the angels. Then in the book of Revelation, chapter 1, when the Apostle John on the island of Patmos has his vision of Christ. And remember, he sees Jesus standing among 7 lampstands, and he's holding 7 stars in his right hand. That's the vision John has. And that vision is explained in Revelation chapter 1, verse 19. The mystery of the 7 stars that you saw in my right hand and of the 7 golden lampstands is this. The 7 stars are the 7 angels of the 7 churches. And the 7 lampstands are the seven churches. Did you notice that? The stars you see in my right hand, they are the angels of the churches. So again, the stars are symbolic of the angels. So it may have been that the wise men saw an angel, and the angel told them, as an angel told the shepherds. You remember in the Gospel of Luke, an angel comes to the shepherds and tells them of the birth of the Messiah, of the Savior. It may have been that an angel came to the wise men and told them that a king had been born in Judea and they were to seek him out. And the wise men would have understood that angel as a star, and they would have said, "We saw the star." Also, we might understand how an angel could lead them to the house in Bethlehem and be over the house. And the wise men would say, "The star we had seen that told us of the birth of the king led us to Bethlehem, and the star, the angel, was over the house in Bethlehem." Now that's just a possibility, but a very intriguing one. So it may have been, that's a possibility, that the star the wise men saw was an angelic being who told them of the birth of Messiah and actually led them to the house in Bethlehem. And when they described it, in their culture, they would have said, "We saw the star, and the star showed us where the child was, where the new king was." Well, anyway, that's a possibility. I thought you might be interested in that possibility of that the star of Bethlehem may have been an angel. We don't know for sure, but it is something interesting to think about. But whatever it was, God revealed to the wise men that the new king had been born. Jesus had entered the world, and he showed them exactly where the child was, that they might worship him. Tomorrow we'll look at how they worshiped him and what that meant. But that'll be for next time. You have a great day today, and I'll see you next time for our 5-minute Bible study in the Gospel of Matthew.